Is your family running on fumes this season? Between the early morning school hustle, the end of night homework hustle, and running around for all the things for the season, it feels like we're on a relentless hamster wheel. And let's face it, if the kids are exhausted but not sleeping well, the entire house feels it. The exhaustion, the crankiness, the endless cycle of colds and sniffles, we might just start to think this is just how fall and winter and maybe even spring is going to go for us. But what if I told you there's a hidden culprit? And even better than that, there is a super simple fix. The problem is we are pushing against our natural rhythm, the circadian rhythm, without even realizing it. We're wired to sync with the sun, but our modern day lifestyle has us going completely against it. Luckily, a simple tweak in the lighting in our home can change everything. Harnessing the power of red light, we're gonna bring back balance, better sleep, and enhanced immunity for the entire family. Our circadian rhythm drives and dictates our sleep-wake cycle. It should be run by the light of the sun. However, in our modern day lifestyle, we are constantly bombarded with artificial light sources, whether it's from the lighting in our homes, our computers, our phones, our smart tablets, our TVs, all the things. In the fall and winter, our natural rhythm is to slow down. However, our busy schedules don't let up. We end up overstimulated, exhausted, and most importantly, kids' developing bodies and immune systems feel it the most. When we go against this natural rhythm, it impacts our sleep, our mood, and our immune system, and it leaves our little ones highly susceptible to all those colds and viruses that are rampant in their schools and daycares. One of the most effective yet highly overlooked solutions to this problem is to add in red light to mimic the natural rhythm of the morning and evening sunlight within your home. Using red light strategically in the morning and evening is going to help reset your family's internal clocks, supporting your body's ability to naturally produce melatonin, which is a key factor in immune system, sleep, and our mood. One of the reasons I love this topic so much is that I'm all about the tools that give us maximum impact for very low time and energy. And so by the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly what to do with your lights. You're going to know exactly which lights I recommend. You're going to have some options that cost very little, and you're going to impact your whole family's sleep and immune system this entire season. I mean, who doesn't want that? We all want more sleep, and we all want less sick kids. I love talking about light. If you've followed me for any length of time, I'm sure you've seen a decent amount of red light either in my magical mornings or at night. I've jokingly shared how at night, the people that live in our neighborhood probably think we're running a brothel or something weird because our entire house is dark, but there's red light coming out of all the windows. I share this for personal reasons because of how much switching our light has impacted our moods, our sleep, our circadian rhythms, and our immune system. And so I want to share a little bit about what our lives were like before, because perhaps you can relate to it, what our lives are like now. And I also want to share some of the really powerful science behind this. Guys, this isn't something that just makes me feel good. This literally affects our biology and our physiology. And so I want to give you just enough of the science. I'm going to keep it super simple because we all like simple and easy, but enough for you to understand how powerful this is, because I'm hoping that if you have not yet incorporated red light, this will be that magic piece that you need, because this is literally going to change your entire year. Picture getting less calls from school because your kid has gotten the sniffles that are going around the classroom. Picture less morning craze and hustle in your home. Picture less fights at bedtime. This is huge. So a number of years ago, before we made the switch of lighting in our home, our mornings probably looked like a typical morning. Waking up the kids to alarm clocks, putting on all the lights in our home, overstimulating our nervous system, and then wondering why the mornings felt so stressful and like we had to hit the ground running. Now, simply by switching the lighting in our home, our kids ease out of their beds. They come into what I like to call the magical morning or the morning lounge, like easily get ready for the day, and everyone's nervous system is just so much more regulated. Part of this is because we're literally going with the natural rhythm of our body. We are supposed to wake with the sun and essentially ease out of our day as the sun sets. However, because of something called artificial light at night, or ALAN, from our phones, our smart tablets, our iPads, our TVs, the lighting in our home, Our body is so confused with when is daytime and when is nighttime. So because I love this topic so much, I'm going to share a little bit of personal experience in our family and our home. I'm going to share just enough of the science to hope that this is the tidbit that you need to hear in order to make this change in your home. And I'm going to share the exact tools that you can use to easily get started in your home and family. I want to talk about this study. I'm going to link it in the notes below so that you can pull this up if you want. And I'm going to break it all down for you. So if you don't have time or don't care, you don't need to read this study. This is a study that was published in a highly respected journal. It's called Light at Night Disrupts Biological Clocks, Calendars, and Immune Function. In this study, they talk about light at night being a pervasive problem in our society. Over 80% of the world's population experiences significant light pollution. So light pollution is any source of light outside of when our sun is present. So again, biologically, physiologically, we're really not intended to be exposed to light before sunrise or after sunset. Now think about this in your home. Let's keep it super simple and let's break it down. In your home, in the morning, are you looking at your phone? Are you checking your emails? If the sun is not yet up, it's basically a no. But then there's the reality of like, this is our life, right? And I totally get that. I'm a mom with kids. I often get some work done before they're up sometimes, as long as I get my chill morning routine in first. But we've got to figure out a way to do both. So if you're about to grab your phone or if you're about to check your email and you glance outside and you see no light from the sun yet, ideally that's a no-no. Put it down and don't do it. All right, I got to interrupt this episode for just a minute. I don't know if you're anything like me, but for so long, I had been hearing about the importance of a morning routine and starting my day in like this really chill, yummy, delicious way because of the impact on whether it's aging, my immune system, my nervous system, or how I would show up for my loved ones. Although I know that's important and I get it, I also know the reality of how my life looks as a busy mom. Didn't always feel like I could access that slow morning. Didn't feel like I could wait on the caffeine or journal or do a gratitude practice. I had to hit the ground running. I needed to simplify the system for me, and now I want to share it with you because it's so incredibly magical and easy, and it's going to completely change the way that you feel at the end of your day. What I did is I had to solve this gap, and I had to create a system for what I like to call my magical morning, so I can check all the boxes of the things I know I'm supposed to do to make my day feel better and pair it with what my life actually looks like. I simplified the system. It's so powerful, magical, and easy, and I can't wait for you to access it. Simply click on the link in the description. I'm going to send you emails, videos, everything you need to know to get started. I can't wait to have you in there. Thanks. Now back to our episode. Okay, so here's the basic breakdown of information from this study. There are a few things that it really touches on. In this article, we're reviewing the effects of light at night on inflammation and the innate and adaptive immune systems. Basically, there are a few negative impacts of this artificial light at night. 1, it decreases melatonin, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. 2, it increases inflammation. And 3, it suppresses our immune system. So 1, melatonin. What is melatonin? Melatonin is a really important hormone that controls our sleep cycle, basically. So if we have low melatonin, we're not going to sleep well. Artificial light at night, light from our phone, tablets, TVs, all the things, decreases melatonin. I think I've joked about this in other episodes. My family used to joke with me. They no longer do because they know this is just what we do. I used to go around the house and turn off all the artificial lights. And I would be like, we're trying to make melatonin. If I literally see white light on and the sun has gone down, if I see white light in a home, whether it's my home or anyone else's home, I can't help but want to turn all those off because I know what an impact it has on melatonin. Artificial lights on, melatonin down. When melatonin goes down, you're going to have a shitty night of sleep. Keep it simple. That's pretty much what happens. Let's look at our kids. If your kids have trouble winding down at night, if your kids need to take melatonin to sleep, what if we just shut off the thing that's blocking their bodies, their incredible bodies, innate ability to create that beautiful hormone on its own? What if instead of having the lights on really bright, lowering their melatonin and then giving them melatonin, what if we just got rid of the problem and let them make melatonin on their own? I've witnessed, whether it's family members when we're together at the holidays or whatever, I witness these kids that have trouble sleeping or go to bed so late. And like, I can't help but see that the reason for that is the blaring lights all over the house. Our bodies literally, physiologically think it's daytime. And why would we sleep during daytime? We literally fool the system, not in a good way. But what we can do instead is turn off those white lights, put some red lights throughout our home. Again, there's options that cost very little that are very easy to incorporate. And you have this beautifully amber lit bonfire-like feeling scenario where everyone's natural rhythm just eventually eases them into bed. A bit of a side tangent, but also related to light. So serotonin is essentially our happy chemical, and we make serotonin when we're exposed to sunlight. We make melatonin when we have an absence of light. We want to make as much as possible of both. So if you want to make a lot of serotonin, your happy chemical, guess what? That depends on sunlight exposure. Take off those sunglasses. A big part of us getting that sunlight into our body requires getting it into our eyes. Take off those sunglasses, spend some time in the sun, increase your serotonin, your happy chemical. You're naturally going to make more melatonin at night. And then if you ditch any of the white light at night, your melatonin is going to go up. There are also some pretty powerful studies out there, as always, more research needs to be done, that are showing melatonin levels can actually decrease your risk of some cancers. Melatonin is so important. Our body naturally makes it, and all we have to do is just not interfere. The way that we don't interfere is by getting rid of that white light. An additional negative impact of artificial light at night, or ALON, is increasing inflammation. So I think a lot of us at this point know the effects of inflammation. This is typically pain, stiffness, swelling, all the things that tend to not feel as good when you get out of bed in the morning as we age can be related to inflammation. Artificial light at night stimulates inflammation. So again, let's get rid of that light. Let's surround ourselves with some beautiful amber light that's going to feel good anyway and help decrease some of those levels. If you're enjoying so far the information that I've shared in this episode, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes where I continue to share powerful tools that can help you and your family. The most powerful one that I want to talk about, and these are all really powerful. I mean, melatonin, serotonin is so important, but the one that's really piquing my interest right now is the artificial light at night's impact on immune system. And there's some crazy stuff in this study. This is insane. Not only did artificial light at night negatively impact the immune system of the research participants, but this is crazy. Okay, listen to this. One, it increased parasites. Anyone doing any parasite cleanses, I think the science is getting really strong on so many viruses, illnesses being carried by parasites, and how important it is to get rid of the parasites in our bodies. Artificial light at night increased the presence of parasites, particularly in the autumn and spring. Insane. Okay, here's the other thing. This is crazy. When I read this, not only does it impact our immune system if we're being exposed to artificial light at night, but it literally has a transgenerational impact on immune system. What does that mean? Basically, if I expose myself to artificial light at night, that has the ability to impact my babies before they're even here. This is crazy. So they did this study. This particular part of the study was done on Siberian hamsters. Some of them were exposed to artificial light at night and some of them weren't. They took these hamsters, they mated them, they took their offspring and put them in like balanced circadian rhythm environments, meaning they were aligned with the sun. They no longer had artificial light at night. And those hamsters who came from parents who were exposed to artificial light at night had the negative impacts as if they were exposed to the artificial light at night. So what does that mean? I mean, this is literally like changing gene expression in the next generation. This is crazy. So if you can't do it for you, do it for your kids or your grandkids. Do it for somebody. Like these switches are so easy. It's crazy to think of why we wouldn't. Why wouldn't we do this? I'm going to link this article below so that you can read it and let me know your thoughts. This is some really powerful information. So now I'm going to give you some solutions for the season. I'm going to help you theme your morning and evening. We're going to make this super simple. And I'm going to also tell you exactly the products that we use in our home and where you can get them for the best price. So we're going to talk about morning and evening routine. This is all you have to switch and adapt, and you're going to feel massive impact in your family. So in the morning, when you get up, instead of flicking on the lights in your home or turning on your phone, go around your home and turn on some lamps. What I did is I put some red light bulbs in each of the lamps in each of the rooms. And so in the morning, those are the lights that light our home. I also have one of my favorite products is the glow light from Sauna Space. I'll put that link here as well, and you can get a great discount. I'll put all that information here for you. But we'll turn that on, we'll cozy in around it. That's where I do my morning routine, whether it's 5 minutes or 30 minutes of like reading, journaling, maybe a little bit of a meditation, snuggling with our kids. I mean, this has basically become like the bonfire in our home that we all gather around and either ease into or out of our day. This is, when I'm creating this space in our home, I think of it like the morning lounge. And my goal is for all of us to ease into the day in a calm manner. I want to say when I first started incorporating these lights in our home, everyone in my family made fun of me. And now what I've found is that our kids love it just as much as I do. And the coolest thing for me as a mom is I'm literally changing the script for them, changing the program of going from bed to hitting the ground, going 100 miles an hour. I can hope that when they move out of our home, when they're older, sad, that this is a habit that they're going to carry on with them. They're going to go into their day with a calm, regulated nervous system rather than the way that I think the majority of our country does. Action step, grab yourself some of these red light bulbs on Amazon, put them around your house in any lamps that you have. They're super inexpensive and make a huge difference. The other one is the Glow Light by Sauna Space. This is not only going to change the way that your house looks and feels, this light actually has a number of therapeutic benefits, and I'll list those below as well. And then one other product I love in case you are someone who does any reading in the morning, which I highly encourage, even just 5 minutes. It's a great way to set your day. I use the Amber Book Light. I'll link that in here. This is a great way to be able to see the words on the pages without blasting with blue light. All right, now at evening, we're basically going to do the same thing. The really cool thing about the evening wind down with red light is it's going to help everybody start to naturally calm down with the rhythm of the day. There's not going to be any overstimulation, probably way less fights and arguments at bedtime. Like I said, our kids, after hanging out and spending our time together in the evening in the red light, their body is naturally ready to go to bed. So we might get like a little bit of pushback, but they're ready, they're tired, and they're excited to crawl in and go to sleep because they've been making melatonin. When we make melatonin, our body's natural next step is to go to bed. Remember too, melatonin, getting rid of the artificial light at night, these are all going to help boost your kid's immune system. So ideally, what does that look like at the end of the day? Less colds and sniffles, either preventing them from going to school or preventing you from going to work. This is a win-win and such an easy switch. All right, so implementing these super easy light switches can lead to better immune system, better sleep, better mood for you and or your entire family. Your result, less chaos, more calm, more resiliency in you and your family to help you get through the season feeling your best. I would love to know any questions, comments you have. You can let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes where I continue to share these tools for you and those around you. And if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and put a like under it, and we'll see you soon.